is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
How good is that?
Welcome to the podcast, guys. I'm super excited about it today. I mean, not that I'm not excited usually.
Why today?
And I apologise for saying super excited. It's really daggy.
Sell it in, daggy.
Okay, here we go. I have received quite possibly the most exciting invitation I have ever, received.
Finally, Tom Swinger Party.
Oh,
Finally.
That's taken years, Tom.
Yeah.
Where's the rest of the team?
Why did Kate get a gig?
Well, I just went through layers and layers of management. And
And
finally...
Erin still said yes.
Yeah, she said yes. So thank you. Erin's invited too. So it's going to be a terrific time.
Will she be able to enter every room of the house that you have there, Tom? Because it's all themed, isn't it?
It is themed.
What's your kitchen theme? What's the theme in there?
Well, that's currently themed with police tape, which is a bit off-brand for me. But it's going to be a terrific night. Now, it is bring a plate, whatever you want to bring.
Gosh.
And you're going to have a wonderful time.
Well, that's...
Okay, thank you.
Your NutriBullet might go missing if Kate's there.
Well,
Cut that out.
well,
I don't get it.
yeah, the old.
All right, I'm going to move us along here.
Yeah, your nickname at school obviously was NutriBullet, and I did not agree with that.
Are you pointing at me or
No,
where?
just whoever picks it up will take it.
Whoever, okay.
Do
Whoever
not
picks it up and takes it.
Any other invites you've got?
It's not a swingers party.
Okay, you're having a weekend off.
Well, that was a very loud laugh, Tom.
Sorry.
Was a
No,
very good
it's
joke.
far more. Okay, I'll give you a clue. It's not a swingers party. It's far more regal
Okay.
than
Is
that.
it a
Oh, it's
Halloween?
the Royals.
Is it a Halloween? Not a Halloween
Stay out of
party?
it, Fitz. I'll tell you all about it in the podcast.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
I've never heard of this term before, but I suppose as discussing off air, we were trying to work out where emo comes from. And the term is emophiliac. And emotion is the start of that word. Now, this means an uncontrollable outpouring of emotion and the way you get caught up in your emotions very early and instantly, often in relationships. So that feeling of, my God, this is exciting and I can't hold back, I love you.
So
That's what often happens.
usually an emo phase in a person's life is around teenage years where your
man.
emotions are heightened at the most, isn't it?
Yeah.
I suppose.
Yeah,
God.
bit of eyeliner, some heavy music.
And they're not saying that this is necessarily for young people. This
No,
is
not
this
at
is
all.
young and old. It sounds a little bit like
Keno.
love addiction.
Love addiction. And these are the people in relationships who often get pushed back as being over the top because they throw themselves in too hard at the start.
It can scare people off, can't it?
So they might be sitting across the table on the first date and all of a sudden they will turn around and say, hey, can I get you another drink? I love you.
Well,
Yeah, see, and this is the thing. It doesn't help when you watch Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively
No.
getting along with each other so much. I mean, it was even to the point with J-Lo and Ben Affleck, and you go, I just want that to be me.
Yeah,
I mean,
swept up.
One person with haemophilia, he talks about how he wants a process. He struggles to find a process in controlling his emotions. So he wants to be able to understand that you go on a first date, then you might have a kiss, you might spend some more time together, there could be some intimacy, and then at the right time you might say, I love you. He doesn't understand any of that. That's a foreign idea from him. He just launches straight in any time something triggers a feeling for him.
Well, I guess in some ways it's coming from an honest place. Like, okay, I feel this and I'm going to say it, so I'm not game playing. But my feeling around this is that if you're that kind of person, it's the love that you are feeling for the person on the other side of the table it's actually not a love for them.
No.
You don't love that person. There's a much deeper
I see what you
story
mean.
going on for you that you jump so quickly into a relationship. You're filling a void within yourself and you're attaching
Yeah,
yourself.
but this is a lack of control of emotion.
No, I don't know. But it comes from needing quick attachment, and those people tend to find people who are avoidant, and then you have a disaster.
Because the other thing is too, you'd be concerned that if this person reacts instantly on their emotion, the minute they're not happy in the relationship, You're out.
No, I think that's the opposite. They are
they won't
they're a
leave.
stage 4 clinger.
Been trying to flick this thing for years. It's like a bad snot on my finger. I can't get it off.
But I think it's nice. The honesty's nice. Maybe you're this kind of person. I have done it where I haven't said I love you like I love you, and then I've clarified it. So I'm like, I love you. Like that. So it's not like I love you, let's have a family and run away together and I want to spend my whole life with you and buy a house and die together. That's just like, God, I'm loving this. I love you.
No.
You've still got to get them over the line every time. Yeah.
You have to make mistakes. This is the thing. You start young, you say your first I love you, and you learn, okay, I probably said that a little bit earlier. And then you realise everyone wants the fairy tale. In your mind, you watch movies, you see celebrity couples, and you think, oh, that's exactly what I want. It's all perfect.
Yeah,
then
you
you
can hear the
actually go out.
soundtrack.
Yeah.
You go out with someone and you realise it's a disaster. It's a horrible thing, a relationship. And then you've got to
How you going, mate?
you've got to guide yourself through the obstacle course, and then
right.
Vulcan comes out of
Hang on a
nowhere
minute.
and says, you've got to run the gauntlet
Just turn
now.
his mic off
Am
before
I
he
on
says too
Gladiators?
much. Just turn his mic off. He's going to ruin his marriage. All right, how early on in the relationship did they say, I love you? Like to know.
Please don't call if you've gone out with me.
If we got a Kate Ritchie story.
Chloe's given us a call from Penrith. How quickly did you say I love you, Chloe?
I did it a month into the relationship.
Well, that's
A
early.
month? That's
Okay,
not
Chloe,
early.
and what made you do it? Where were you, and were they that amazing?
I was actually very, very drunk and I barely remember the night, but I said it.
Okay.
Yeah, alcohol can play
Chloe.
quite a big role in when you say it.
Yeah, you got to be careful also not to say it in a moment of intimacy where you might be carried away.
Why?
Because that might just be lust and not love.
But maybe your idea of love is different.
Could you say I lust you?
Yeah, that's nice. Chloe, did he say it back? Did they say it back?
I don't even remember, but 6 years later we're still together. So
Chloe.
Beautiful.
How good is that?
But
Well, it worked,
you-
Chloe.
Yeah.
Well, Chloe's our first hemophiliac. Thanks for giving us a call. Celeste in Glenbrook. How quickly did they say I love you, Celeste?
they said it a week. It was on Valentine's Day, so I think that's why they said it.
And do you think they felt pressured because of the day? Was it? Did you receive it well?
No, I thought it was really weird. How we met was weird. The whole thing was just off.
How did you meet?
So we met on Australia Day at a party where we decided to sleep together, but right before getting with me, he actually got with my best friend, who's a boy.
On the same night?
Yes.
All
on the
right, this is
same
good
night.
stuff. Right, now
And
we're talking.
did you know that at the time, Celeste, or did you only find that out afterwards?
I would like to say I didn't know at the time, but I did. And I just got drunk. And
And you went, okay.
Just the way Captain Cook would have wanted it, January 26th.
So true.
Yeah, you talk about changing the date. You don't want to remember that, do you?
Well,
Don't
don't
get
mention
me
the date here.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, he had a big party when he landed on this country as well.
Oh, my God.
He was hooking up with everyone.
Well, let's not reenact that night.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my God.
I don't know.
Celeste, how long did it last you out with this guy?
Oh, no, it lasted like a month.
And did you say I love you back when he said it on Valentine's Day?
No, I said thank you. And the thing was, he was really into music and he writes his own songs and things.
Awesome.
So Valentine's Day comes around, and keep in mind, we're 17. This was and he wrote me a song on Valentine's Day, and we were in my room, and he sang it, and then he said, "I love you."
The best.
Well, this is the
What a
exact.
flog.
And then
this
he
is
went to the guy's house and did it
did
to
the same
him.
thing.
Sang the song.
You know what? If he did, he did. But all I know is that on Australia Day, I would go into the bathroom to meet my best friend, because obviously we go together to the bathroom. And then all I know is the guy's in there with him and locks the door and says, "No, I'm in here with him." And I was like, okay. He comes out and he's kicking bins and yelling. and then he just starts getting with me. So
Sounds like a catch.
What a day.
Australians all let us rejoice.
Oh, no, I come out of the toilet kicking bins every time.
Oh my goodness! What's happening? This is
And
happening
why-
in the suburbs, isn't
Celeste,
it?
when you see a guy walk out of a cubicle with another man and then start kicking bins, why do you end up kissing him? Why do you think, I wouldn't mind a bit more of that?
I have no idea. It was just drinking, and I thought it was so funny. And now me and my best friend say we both kiss the same guy.
Yeah. Well, you know
Yes.
what? I mean, this is it's all part of development and a great story.
It's the perfect case for the hemophiliac. It's when you're young, emotions are high. I mean, you're hooking up with everyone. You're saying I love you to everyone. You're writing songs about everyone.
You're kicking bins.
Is this alcohol?
And you're that young. You're the only one in Australia that celebrates Australia. You know?
So, what a strange sort of event.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
I'm really excited about this. I wouldn't normally talk about it, but it's kind of exciting, and it is, we work in media. We kind of cover what's happening out there in the world, and I think on the horizon there is a big news story coming to Australia, and that is that King Charles and Queen Camilla are coming to the country.
Heading out to Parramatta, aren't they?
When was the last time that they came over for a road trip?
A road trip.
They
a
were
very
here
luxurious
not
road trip.
that long ago.
No, it wasn't that long ago. They were fly in, fly out. I don't even know if they came to Sydney.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, did they?
They did, because there was a gathering at
Kirribilli.
Kirribilli,
Yeah.
and that would have been around 7 years ago.
Yeah,
8 years
2018.
ago?
2018 they were here.
Okay, but he wasn't the king then.
No, he wasn't. He was.
I mean, it's
What for?
Camilla was here.
They were here for Laneway Festival,
I
or what
think
were they here
so.
for?
Maybe
Tom?
it was a footy.
They'd won tickets to Olivia Rodrigo,
Had they?
and she wasn't going to London, so
Right.
they thought they'd pop on the.
Could have been the Red Bull
I think
flug
they
tag.
watched the first Panthers premiership as
That's
well.
what
I think
it
they were
was.
there.
Look, I guess they will be doing so many things
Oh, they'll be everywhere.
when,
So
when
many
they're
people
when
will
they're
see
out
them.
there, and I mean, I'm a bit of a say no to everything kind of girl,
Until?
or sometimes say yes and then say no at the last minute. But I have received a really exciting invitation, and it has come from the Honourable Chris Minns, our Premier, who we've had here in the studio.
Oh, Minzy throwing a party.
Well,
is
he's
he?
a mate of ours.
Lovely
mate of
guy.
ours. Mate of all of
Yeah,
us.
I think I met him at the cricket game
Yeah.
at the PM's
I'm seeing him
house.
later today, Kate.
Are you?
Yeah, the Social Media Summit. We're speaking on behalf of 36 Months. He's a great campaigner for raising the age against kids joining social media. So I've been working alongside him. Outside of our friendship that we've established through the show, I've been working
It's very
on a common
interesting
interest,
that you
yeah.
speak so fondly
Mates,
of him.
mates.
They have the Chris Minns and Mrs. Anna Minns. They have the pleasure of inviting Ms. Kate Ritchie and guest to the Premier's Community Barbecue in the presence of His Majesty King Charles III and Her Majesty Queen Camilla. And I am excited, and I don't get excited about much these days.
Is Charles on the barbecue? Do we know?
Yeah,
if
he's like, well, unless my dad can
Well,
be
Steve will do
there, because he did it at the Menai Hawks game.
Yeah.
But I think Dad's working that day, so maybe King Charles will jump on the Barbie.
What do they call? Do they have Barbies over in London? Do
Yeah.
they?
They'd have barbecues.
But is it a grill? I mean, over in the States, it's the grill, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is, and I wouldn't never rub anything in, and I'm only bringing it to the table, Fitz, because I know you would be happy for me because you are that kind of guy. But it turns out, when I messaged Whip at some point, and I said, "Oh, did you get the invitation?" He said, "What invitation?" And then I told him, and it turns out old Whip Dog hasn't been invited, and he's not happy about it.
And it's right up his alley too.
It is completely up his alley.
I've
The
always wanted to meet a member of the royal family.
Yeah.
You've always wanted to member a royal.
Yeah, I've always
family
wanted to
member.
show a member of the royal family my member. What is more
well, you
insulting?
won't get an invite now. That's a security breach.
What's more insulting, Kate Ritchie, is when we last spoke about this. Can I suggest around the time of 12:30 on Sunday, I was sitting on a swing in the backyard. You were sitting on the toilet.
I wasn't on the toilet.
You were doing a wee.
What has that got
telling
to
me,
do with
what,
anything?
Just rubbing it in, like didn't care for me.
I wasn't on the toilet.
Doing a wee, telling me that I'm not invited to an official event. see what I mean?
I got off the.
Just
I was
rubbing it
getting
in.
off a plane. I wasn't even going to answer. And I was with my daughter, and I just kept talking. And then I was queuing for the toilet. I wasn't
matter if
on
you're
the
on the
toilet.
toilet,
I was
fine.
queuing for the toilet. And then,
Completely irrelevant that you were doing a wee.
Let's not get off the topic.
Here's the thing, Kate.
Mike's ego has been bruised.
When
and the
you-
thing is, I'll take photos and come back and show you. It might even be on my socials.
When you told me about it, very quickly you did but there must be an invite for you. So when you trigger that in me, right, I'm on holidays, right? I'm refreshing emails, I've gone to my spam. I've had a look around. Maybe it went to this email. Maybe
Later,
it went to that one.
I even had a follow-up text.
Hang on a
with-
minute. Did this come through to your work email?
No.
Yes.
No, it came through my management.
I haven't looked at my work email for 10 years.
It's not in your work email.
I haven't spoken to my management.
It would have come through Tommy. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
I don't wanna
It's
go.
Not,
I don't
it's
wanna
not
go.
about.
Enjoy.
I don't even know why I'm invited.
Guest.
No.
I mean, the best thing I've done is be on this show, so it doesn't.
Too true.
It doesn't. I mean, Jess. When I told Jess, you know what Jess said to me, and I've been thinking about it since. She said, "But why are you invited?"
No, Kate Ritchie, as I said, you've completely misunderstood the tone of it.
What did you say, Jess?
I said, why did you get an invite? Is it all you have given to stage and screen in this country? She's forgetting that bit, and that I was
think you said the
trying to
arts.
list which of her accomplishments got her invited. Not
know,
That's
why.
not how my low self-esteem.
That's
I
on you,
heard
though,
it
isn't it?
differently.
I spoke to Lisa last night about it.
I bet you did.
Yeah, we're on the couch.
Did she say, "Darling, you can't cry yourself to sleep again tonight"?
She said, I'm sure there's something coming. And I said, no, Kate is a darling of Australian TV and she's part of everybody's family because she lived in our living room for a long time and I understand. Not to mention she's already met the king when he was a prince, haven't you?
Yes, I have. Wasn't that a story?
What a story that is. We'll get to that this time tomorrow on the show.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
This gives me hope. It gives me so hope, and what an innings for this man. But he's hung up the microphone once again. John Laws is quitting radio at the age of 89.
Wow.
I'm thinking to myself,
Wait till
God,
90.
I've still got a few more years in me. Do you really want to be on the mic still at 89?
I mean, if you love the broadcast industry, then you commit to the broadcast game. You see it through.
So this was him on 2SM the other day announcing it because someone was, he likes to read out emails of, how much people love John Laws and listen to John Laws for such a long time. But he, the other day, he sort of... he said had enough, and I didn't know that he'd been on radio for this long, but this was Lawsy on radio the other day.
But I've done it for 70 years. That's a long time. Long time. I think it's time for a rest, is what I think. And, I've done it for a very, 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 very long
I
time.
mentioned that.
And 70 years, is that long enough? That's long enough. I'll sit about, I'll read more than I read now, which is a hell of a lot, but I'll read more. And I'll travel. And I'll catch up with things that I should have caught up with a long time ago. But I still feel young, I still feel healthy.
Good on him.
That's a good effort.
Yeah, it is. Sounds a little short of breath, doesn't he?
71 years in the same job. I mean, 89 years of age is unbelievable. Like, that is ridiculous to still be working and still be on the radio at that age. I'd love to do a job for 71 years.
Tommy, could you see if there's some sort of AI technology that could take Fitzy and like a recording of Fitzy and I talking and then plug in what it would sound like, our voices, when we're 89 years old. So just to get an idea of what the show might sound like if it lasts that long.
Yeah, we'll get on to that.
If you could do that, please.
Yeah.
Fitzy's still making fat jokes.
God, riddle time's still going. Do you know, I'd love to know, like, I mean, we could ring the bosses, I suppose, after the show today, but 89 years of age, it's a good effort. I want to know if who's our oldest listener that listens to our show. Who's the person that's... And we did a shout-out before 13 24 10. How old are you and listen to this show? Paul in Botany's given us a call. Good morning, Paul.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Good, Paul. How young are you, mate?
67.
67 years young.
And you tune into our show here and there, Paul?
I've been listening to you guys since the beginning. I've even got one of your Fitzy and Whipper key rings.
Oh, sorry, it'll be broken by now, of course, Paul.
No, I keep it special.
I hope so.
Have you ever won anything on the show before, Paul?
Yeah, I've won some lip balm.
Some lip balm. Okay.
We did do that.
We did do
limited
Fitzy Whipper
range.
lip balm, limited range.
Yeah, and listen, I see you guys as my family because I'm on my own and I get up every morning at 6 to listen to you guys.
Oh, Paul. Well, we consider you family, buddy.
I listen to Chrissy and Joe and Ricky.
Oh, I love that.
Work, Paul. Did you ever listen to Lawsy back in the day? Was there a moment in time that you listened to John Laws?
Sometimes. I wasn't really that interested with his opinion most of the time.
And Paul, is there anything particular you like about the show, our shows? Do you want to hear more of something or any tips?
Look, I love hearing about your family, you guys. You know, your kids and that, like, the sports and that they go to and all that.
Great.
Oh, that's good. So more family stories. Tommy, write that down.
Well, we've got a family story coming up just after 7 o'clock.
Okay, well, Paul's not going to tune out.
Yeah.
Tommy, I mean, if Paul's only got a lip balm out of us, we've got to give him something else, don't we? What about a pair of limited edition Fitzy and Whipper budgie smugglers, Paul? Would you like
Still smuggling, Paul?
I tell you what, I'll give you my virginity for some tickets to Coldplay.
Okay. Just when I thought you might have been your average guy.
Has it been that long, Paul? Yeah. Paul, would you do traffic dating? Maybe we could get him on for No.
No, I couldn't, mate. I've got too many physical disabilities.
You're a superstar, Paul.
Paul.
When's your birthday, mate?
22nd of November.
Oh, okay. Coming up, Tommy.
Lock that in, Tommy. We'll give Paul a call back. We love you, Paul. Thank you so much for giving us a call, mate. We've got someone else, though. Jill in Balgowla's given us a call. Can you top that? 67 years of age, Jill.
I'm coming up 72 this year.
72 years young, Jill. You feeling good?
I'm feeling wonderful listening to you every day.
Oh, you're a superstar,
Jill. And are you at home by yourself, Jill, or have you got a family around you?
No, I'm at home by myself.
Oh, Jill, and what made you turn over to Nova 969?
I can't even remember now. I've been listening to you for so long.
Oh, Jill, that's beautiful. And you're like me, you're a little bit sick of the way Fitzy picks on the weight that I carry, Jill?
It's all a laugh.
Oh, it's all a
It's
laugh.
all a laugh, it is.
Maybe to you, Jill.
And what about the addition of Kate Ritchie, Jill? Have you enjoyed Kate?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
That's great. Did you buy a copy of my book, The Far Too Personal Trainer, Jill? Would you like one?
I would love one.
Okay.
Do you know what? I'm going to give Jill $100 to spend at Flowers for everyone, Jill.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What was the last prize that you received, Jill, on the show?
I did get a prize, but I was trying to think. I can't remember now. It was so long ago.
Yeah.
Must have been a good one, Jill. Must have been
Either
one
way,
of
it's
the big ones.
broken, I'm sure. Yeah.
Well, don't offer us anything for Coldplay tickets.
I've just found out they were Fitzy and Whipper branded tailor-made TP5 golf balls. Sorry about that, Jill.
Sorry,
we didn't
Jill.
know that you weren't into golf.
All right. You got the $100, Jill, okay?
Thank you very much. That's very kind of you.
We love you, Jill.
See, you know what, Tommy? We do have that market, that demographic. We've still got. We could go to 89.
I think. Yeah.
Can we negotiate our contracts again, Tom, after the show today?
Tommy, Fitzy and Whipper Kate Ritchie branded DVT socks. Just deep vein thrombosis socks.
Would Nova
maybe
consider
osteopanadol.
a 40-year extension on my contract?
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. It's just sometimes when you talk about family trees and like married couples and swaps and half sisters, half brothers, it gets quite complicated.
Yeah.
So we were just drawing out how this scenario has played
Oh, you
out.
drew it out all right.
Oh,
That
yeah, did
entire
we?
song just tried to explain to you what you're about to deliver to the city of Sydney.
Yeah, and I'm proud and ready to deliver it because I
I'm nervous.
am a prep monster.
Okay.
We
Well,
have
I'm
got-
ready for
okay.
this PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah,
Let's
here we
go.
go.
So you've got a husband and wife. They're both in media. They're both newsreaders in WA, right, in Perth.
Okay.
Husband and wife combination.
Local.
Husband moves to another network, gets a new girlfriend, starts dating this girl on the side. So they break up. The wife then takes off with the ex-boyfriend of the girlfriend.
Or that now it's
No.
getting confusing.
Do it again.
Okay, so we've got a husband and wife. They're married.
Okay.
The husband goes and gets a new job,
They split.
and he gets a girlfriend.
Oh,
Not, not on the side, just a girlfriend.
So are the husband and wife still together? No, they split.
Nah, they're split.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, they've split. So the husband, he then gets a girlfriend
At his new
Okay.
workplace.
at his new workplace. So they're now a couple. So that leaves one remainder. That's the wife.
Yep.
So the wife's now single. So the wife then starts going out with the guy that the girlfriend that's hooked up with the husband was seeing.
No, you just made it so confusing. What you should have said
Two
at that point, you
remainders.
said there's one
Yeah, there's
remainder.
two
That's the
remainders.
wife. And you know who she's dating now?
How's it going?
The ex-partner of the
Yeah.
new girlfriend.
How do you think it's going so far? So husband,
I
so
should
husband
have
and
done it. I knew I
Hang
should
on,
have
got
done it.
Husband and wife. They separate.
Oh, that's
Husband
sad.
gets new girlfriend. Two remainders. The ex-boyfriend of the girl and the wife. They hook up. Well done, Whip.
No, or why didn't you just say two couples, couple swap?
Oh, right.
That's it.
Yep,
Which
that's
is the
what I
way
was-
you introed it.
Which was what I was trying to say. I just wanted to explain a little bit further.
You didn't.
Just to prove that I understood the dynamics of this relationship. Because dynamics are not always easy.
No,
Kate
couple
Ritchie.
swap always is it peak your it piques
Piques
your
my attention, yeah.
interest.
I've always wondered with this if there's an element of revenge. Like, so let's just say you split up with someone and then they start going out with someone else. Are you like, oh, I'm going to hook up with your ex, that person's partner now, just to show you that I can do it as well?
I don't think it is. I don't think there's malice. I think it's.
I think there are, I'm not saying in this situation, but I do think that depending on the group of people that you are dealing with, that sometimes they think that is the best way forward.
Yeah, and it's not. But you know what? If you were socialising, obviously you're going to have something in common with the remainder, with
Well,
the
you'd
other
be
remainder.
asking how they are. I know how you feel. How
yeah,
awful.
I know you feel. I can't believe this has happened to us. What a strange situation. Shut up and kiss me. Do you know what I mean? So it's a natural place. I mean, you're both finding yourself at a stage in your life where you're single and you certainly have something in common, and that's like for partners. So it would make sense that you maybe got on well.
What are you saying? Oh, I know what you're saying. That
Yeah.
they have a type, and somehow
well,
it's
you
all
have a-
working in the same circle.
Yeah, in a way, because you have a connection and you're right, you're in your same circles, you understand the industry as well because you're all playing in it.
Yeah, I just think, don't you want to date someone that's got nothing to do with the world you were
Do you know
once
what
in?
though? It's like when
agree.
you go to a
I
wedding
agree.
and
Yeah.
you've got a single friend and the single friend is like, there must be someone else single here for me. We got 200 people at the show. They can't all be married.
At the show, it's not a show.
At
It's
the
a
wedding.
celebration
Yeah.
of love.
Yeah. At the celebration of love, there must be another single person here that I can drag back to the hotel, you know?
Is that what you're looking for?
Do you then? Oh, that's a bit fun. Do you then ask questions about the other person? Like, do you really want to know?
That's what
they
I
want-
mean. It's too close to home. You don't need those details. If the point is to move on, I think it hinders that process. 13, 24, 10. If you have had a couple swap or you found yourself in this situation,
Shania Twain did the same thing, and they're now all friends.
well,
Poe
they
from
say that.
MasterChef. She hooked up with her manager, left her husband for her manager, and the manager hooked up with the husband. Either
And
way.
they are all friends.
And they're all friends.
And they're great friends, and she doesn't like
Yep.
to talk about it anymore because they've moved on.
They have. She likes me to talk about it.
Talking about Shania Twain,
Go
and
on.
I won't get bogged down in this. Did you see her at some awards ceremony, like over the last week? Let's Google it while we wait for your calls
Let's go.
and listen to a song. Doesn't look like Shania Twain. I don't know who is on the red carpet, but someone showed you a photo of that, do it at work today, go, who do you think this is? They will not say Shania Twain.
Let's not go, girls.
No.
You know?
So it might be her uncle, Mark.
Mark Twain. Okay.
Do you get that?
Yeah, I do.
Oh.
Big J and Kellyville, hello.
Yeah, good morning, guys. How you going?
Big J, thanks for coming on the show, mate.
No worries. Thanks for having me.
Someone's done a bit of a couple swap, have they?
Yeah, this was like 20 years ago when I was working up in Queensland, and let's just call this bloke Kev and his missus Mary, and the other bloke Ben and his missus Sally.
Yep.
So they were working together. There was no affairs. They were married 20 years apiece, and they both got divorced for some unbeknown reason, and then they just decided to marry each other's wives.
Interesting.
And no one could figure out why.
And living in the same town? Was it a small town in Queensland?
Oh, yeah, a small town in Queensland. So, yeah, basically, everyone knew. Actually, no, it was on the Gold Coast. So everyone knew each other.
Yeah.
There was no affairs or anything like that because there was no untoward, but no one could figure out because they all say they hated each other. So they worked together, but the wives couldn't stand... the
guys.
The wife couldn't stand the partner and vice versa.
Oh, maybe they got lonely, Big J.
See, do you know if they continued their friendships afterwards, Big J, or they all moved on and went their separate ways?
I can't really comment, mate. I mean, I moved away in 2003 and haven't seen them since.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Well, they lost
hopefully, yeah, I mean...
Big J's been trying to partner swap
wouldn't be
with a
able
few
to
of his mates. Haven't you, Big J?
How do you get, Big J? Is it because you are a small in stature, Big J, or are you quite a large man? Because your voice doesn't sound large.
Mate, I'm 6'1" and 240 pounds. I guarantee I'm pretty large enough.
Yeah, Big J.
Big boy. He's a weapon.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm a former soldier, so I spent 10 years in the Army.
Yep.
Good man.
And at the moment, I'm a trainer and assessor. So,
Well done, Big J. So are you in good nick, Big J, at the moment?
mate, I'm still packing a pair of 18-inch guns. I'm good to go, mate.
Oh, Jesus.
18-inch. Oh,
He
like
is a
the
weapon.
guns.
Oh,
like
yeah.
And-
Tickets to the gun
the
show.
big biceps.
Have you found love yourself, Big J? Have you got a family?
Yeah, for some reason, some woman decided to marry me. Don't ever marry a Victorian. Takes the energy right out of you. So,
Good on
love
you, Big J. Still pumping hard. And how old are you, mate?
42.
You're a weapon.
Oh,
too.
wow.
Tommy, can we send Big J and the family to Taronga Zoo? You don't mind that? You want to go and take the family past to Taronga Zoo, Big J? It's all yours.
No worries. Appreciate that, mate.
No worries.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Have a listen to this article that came out yesterday. It's talking about why Adele's name is the most dangerous name to search online. Thanks, Adele. We love you, but you're dangerous to search.
Is that because you are searching on an actual Dell computer?
Yes, yep. And they can be fairly consistent, but sometimes that return key or escape just gets jammed. It's very dangerous. No, they're talking about the fact that often scammers and malware, they're linked to artists. So very quickly, if you're Googling Adele because you're a fan, then quite often that can be linked to a fan website and they'll eventually work out how to get your details out of you. And therefore, cybersecurity experts warn that the biggest celebrities are being used to lure consumers into exposing their personal data.
This makes me really sad. And I just can't believe it's like, I know people are getting scammed these days, but when you hear someone get scammed because they think Jay-Z has messaged them and said, hey, I'm bringing a new album out, but I need a bit of coin to put it together, can you just...
That's not what it is. That's not what it is. Hey, here's my, what is it, union? What is that?
Here's my bank account. I'm thinking about doing a new album for you guys. Can you help us out and just throw in a few bob?
Hey, guys, crowdfunding. Studio costs have gone through the roof. If you could help out, new album dropping as soon as the cash is raised.
My gosh,
no.
Honey, it's Jay-Z.
He wants $1 or $2. You got a couple of bucks for Jay-Z? What they do is it might be a fan website, which isn't really an official fan website, which will then say, hey, subscribe to this website, giving away 2 Adele tickets to the concert in Florida. Something like that. That's the idea of how they scam. The second on the list, Gordon Ramsay. Now, I understand Adele because she's one of the biggest artists in the world. I don't know how you jump from Adele to Gordon Ramsay. Who's Googling Gordon Ramsay? What, for a recipe?
No, for
An idiot sandwich.
for entertainment, aren't you? I mean, people are Googling him just to see him blow up at people,
Okay.
I would say. It's entertainment.
So on the list we go Adele, Gordon Ramsay, David Attenborough. So maybe they've just gone, okay, animal lovers, right? We got animal lovers. They're going to donate. And if they donate, maybe that's how we make a couple of dollars. Taylor Swift at number 4. Jeremy Clarkson. Who's Googling Jeremy Clarkson? Clarkson's Farm, don't get me wrong. Great show, but really.
Controversial figure.
Very much so. And David Beckham comes in at number 10. Here's the thing, Fitz. Then yesterday, Forbes' richest musicians list came out. This was massive because Taylor Swift estimated net worth, according to Forbes, has been revealed $1.6 billion.
Wow, that's crazy, isn't it?
That's phenomenal.
God. So countdown for Taylor. She's got 2 months of gigs left before she can have a huge break. That's been over 2 years on the road, hasn't it?
That's wild, yeah. Sorry,
man.
that is the female richest list. I mean, need to add that because once again we go back to that little known guy who's trying to pay for his recording session, Jay-Z. He's got 2.5 bill.
Has he really?
Yep.
Has he? What's it? Is in other areas? Because I know Rihanna's a billionaire, but she's beauty.
Well, that's the thing. You go, this is the top.
Right.
You go Jay-Z, 2.5.
Yep.
Taylor Swift, 1.6.
Yeah.
Well, this kind of goes against what they were saying. Rihanna's at 1.7, so she should sit above Taylor there. Selena Gomez, 1.3.
Yeah, this is all beauty products now, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. Has Bruce Springsteen got a new moisturiser out? He's at 1.3. What on, Bruce?
He's still performing and does 2.5 hour sets.
I wake up in the morning and I use my moisturiser. I think that's how it goes. Madonna, 850. Dr. Dre, of course, is up there, 953. Beyonce, 800 mil. And P. Diddy, 1.
Oh, boy, yeah, but not for P. Diddy now.
Sorry, mate. We can't mention your name. You're a stinker.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
It's looking magnificent out there. It's very calm on the water as well.
Beautiful.
But I want to talk about seasickness today. And if you've experienced seasickness, I suffer from this quite a bit. It can absolutely ruin everything that's going on in your life at that time because you know what? You actually can't settle. The worst thing about it, you can't find any common ground. You can't find a flat area just to sit there and just to get rid of it. You're just seasick the whole time. Worst possible seasickness, 13 24 10. Give us a call.
Great show just quickly on Netflix, Fitz. The Jessica Watson story. True Spirit, it's called.
That's an old one, isn't it?
No, it's a new movie.
Oh.
Get amongst it.
Or is this the she went around the world by
16.
herself?
She was at 16 or something.
You can imagine some of the waves that she encountered.
Like 178 days or something by herself.
It's
Oh my God.
Sounds like heaven.
What would you do?
Well, so we went to Kangaroo Island down in South Australia, a beautiful part of the world, and to get there is a 45-minute ferry ride across, and unfortunately for Huey, my eldest, it's the first time that he's encountered seasickness to the point where it was the end of the world. Like, it was the end of the world, and unfortunately Dad may have fed him a bacon and egg wrap before he got onto the ferry. And
did you take a little tablet, like a little seasickness in preparation, or not?
You would have taken one for yourself and then not given them to anyone else.
No, I didn't. No, we didn't have one. I think they're ginger tablets, aren't they? You can get the ginger tablets. The thing is, those other ones, they make you quite drowsy. You want to go to sleep the whole time. But, mate, he was on there for 45 minutes looking at me going, this is the worst experience I've ever had.
Yeah.
I've told you the story about when I was at the Swannies. I was lucky enough to get asked to go out on a fishing trip with two of the senior players.
Yeah.
And they hardly ever did this. So Tony Lockett and Paul Kelly used to do fishing trips, and every now and then they would invite one of the juniors or one of the rookies in the team to go out with them. And it was a huge occasion. If you were asked to go out, Kate, and I was asked to go out, and I was so excited, we would have got 800 metres out of the heads, and I started spewing my guts up off the side of the boat, and then I I went down into the hole, Kate, and I slept for 4 hours while they fished. And when we got back in, both shook their hands and said, "Thanks for a great day, Plugger."
Mate, I remember Lisa gave me, she said, "What do you want for Christmas?" I said, "I want to go fishing," and she bought me a fishing charter. And at the last minute, there was another charter that had been cancelled. So our boat was overloaded, and half of the people on were Poms, and they were going for a day out on the water.
Oh, no.
The water had been perfect all week. We get out the heads, we're around near Manly, the swell's rolling. There would have been 10 to 12 people vomiting on board.
Yeah.
And it was an old sea duck who made a couple of jokes about losing his teeth because the sinkers have hit him in the mouth, and there's vomit just flowing with the roll of the ocean.
The thing is, once one person
my
sees
God.
someone vomit, like it's a domino effect. I have guts of steel. I actually,
Do you?
I don't. I don't get
All right,
sick
we'll
like that.
test that. Deborah in Lilyfield. This was on a special day, Deb. What happened?
It was on my wedding day.
Oh, no, Deb. What happened?
Yeah.
So my husband is in the Navy, and most of my family are from Queensland. We said, let's have a reception on one of those glass boats on the harbour so that they can all see the iconic harbour bridge, the Opera House. We thought that would be really fun.
Beautiful.
So in the middle of the speeches, and mind you, he's Navy, so a lot of our guests were Navy. They're all used to the water. I'm not.
Yeah.
And in the middle of the reception, I said to him, we need to go somewhere calmer, like I'm feeling really sick. It's in the middle of the best beach. And he's like, we're in the middle of the harbour. He said, it doesn't get any calmer than this. And I was like,
no.
well, I don't know what to do. And I said, we just need to cut the speeches short. And then thankfully, one of our cousins had seasick tablets, and she gave me those. Yeah. But they didn't kick in until the end of the night when the party was over.
Oh, no.
Deb, what a horrible day.
Pull down your white frock.
Yeah, did you have a bit of a vom, Deb?
No, thankfully not, because I was told to go at the back, look at the horizon and focus on that. And everyone just wanted to dote over me. I'm like, just leave me alone.
And the worst thing is you try and have you have a drink of water to try and refresh yourself, but that's the worst thing because that's what's rocking around inside you.
The worst. Yeah, so I'd like to wedding party redo.
Remember we had that party, I think it was Australia Day or something, Fitz, and Tommy, we had that, we were on a barge and you got seasick. I think you did, where you lost control of your bowels.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Does that happen as well? Is it both ends?
I don't know. Tom,
and then, Tom, I think we hired a hotel room that night and you're on a waterbed, Tom. I got seasick on that as well.
What an absolute
continue to lose control.
Oh, leave Tommy alone.
There was 3-foot waves that night and you're in the room by yourself, which is weird.
God.
Fits in Whipper with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great shows like this, download the Nova Player via the App Store or Google Play.
The Nova Player.